Alright, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the DS Asylum. I'm your Ward of the Michi Shrine, and today I want to talk about what I would, hope for. What I'm really hoping for when it comes to the Blue 21's Zenkai Awakening. So, let's just get right into it. Her stats. She's actually got pretty good stats. Like, at 14 stars, we're looking at her at 14 stars right now. For a free unit around the time she released, those defenses are actually really good. There were plenty of units that at 14 stars wouldn't even have defenses that high, and then because she's a support type, her offenses are very lacking, but I mean, the Zenkai itself will, fix that problem. So in terms of her stats, not that much needs to change. Obviously, she's going to get a boost, so I would focus more on her offenses than her defenses, because her defenses are already going to be good. She's already going to, just without even knowing how big a boost she's going to get, she's likely going to have, at minimum 80k in both her defenses, which is really good. So I would definitely try and make her offensive capabilities a bit better. She's got pretty good critical. Obviously, her health is going to get a decent boost anyway, so nothing I really need to say about that. She's got amazing key restore speed. None of that stuff really needs to change. She has decent stats, just offensively she's a bit lacking. In terms of her arts cards, I wouldn't change that much. I wouldn't have a problem with her super gaining massive impact, simply because she's not going to be the hardest hitting unit in the game. So if her super had massive impact, and her super is harder to land because it's an AoE super, so you can't just, you can do it mid-combo, but it's kind of hard. It's harder to just throw out than, a basic beam super, like the Majin 21s. So, if it got massive, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But if not, then just give it some form of damage buff, or maybe a reduced sub count buff, since she's a support, when she lands it. And then her green card, I wouldn't change much. The only thing that I really want it to do is gain ki, maybe 20, 30 ki, so that she can actually use the card that she draws, no matter how much ki she has after using it. And then I would give it blast armor, simply to keep her up with the current meta, because a lot of units nowadays have blast armor, especially on their green cards that charge forward. So just to make sure that she can, keep up with the units that are currently out, it'd be nice to see the green card have some form of blast armor, especially since you can combo off of it, so it'll be a very easy way to get combos out of her. Her main ability, I would do one of two things. Either make this 20% buff, a 20% damage buff team-wide, as well as the sustained damage cut buffs. Well, that already is for the whole team, but either make it for the whole team and just have it be the 60 counts, or make them both permanent. You could also make them both permanent and make both buffs for the entire team, but whatever. 20% damage, and it's for 60 counts. At that point, it might as well just be a cannot be canceled buff. And with only 20% damage, you might as well give it to the entire team. So me personally, I would have her main ability, give her some ki, and then everything that's here would be for the entire team, not just the sustained damage cut effect for allies. So that's pretty much it. You do that, you're pretty much good. In terms of this ability, she can keep that maybe 25% or 30 instead of just 20. And then for this, so I know they're not going to do it, but I would like it if she could just give those buffs to everyone regardless of your tag, because this 21 is so hyper focused on being run with the Majin 21, which isn't a bad thing, but it limits what you can do. You have to run her with the Majin 21 in order to get everything out of her, which I don't think is good. It would be nice if all these tags, even if it was just restricted to these tags, Android Regen, Girls, and Transforming Warrior, even if only those tags could receive the buffs, at least they could receive all of those buffs. So it would just be a lot easier to run her on whatever team that you're running her on, without forcing yourself to run her with Majin 21. And this ability right here, just buff those up to 20%, and then honestly you're good. Like, truthfully, that's really all you need to do. Just buff those up to 20%. And then as far as new abilities go, it's a bit hard to just on the fly think of what abilities to give a support type, because obviously her entire kit is not going to be centered around her doing more damage. What I would like to see is some reduced damage in her kit, simply because she is a support and you want that support to live longer. The longer she's alive, the better it is for you. So if she had some reduced damage in her kit, that would be nice. I wouldn't mind her getting some damage inflicted buffs, obviously. And I wouldn't mind her getting the Vados treatment of card draw speed. That would also be very good. And a lot of units have card draw speed nowadays, so maybe with like her fourth unique, she gets card draw speed when she enters the battlefield. And I would also like it if she gave key on switch out, because again, she like, really the model for a support type right now is Vados. If you give any support type even half of Vados's kit, they're going to be good. If you just gave her like the Vados style swap out buff where she gives damage key, then you're good. It doesn't even have to be at the same level. It could just be like 25% damage and then like 20 key on switch out. And I would also give her the ability to draw a card when she switches out, like the purple Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Just to make sure that you can do things. And if you are running her with the Majin 21, it makes her even better because she already draws a strike card when she enters the battlefield. So if she's drawing that and whatever card the Blue 21 gives her, then it's going to make her like a force to be reckoned with, because she's just going to come into the battlefield with all of these buffs, whatever extra buffs she might receive through her Zenkai, and 2 cards, as well as some key if they go that route. So Majin 21 is definitely going to be a really good option to run her with. Obviously, she's meant to be run with her, so whatever. And then, obviously, I want some damage inflicted buffs since her offenses won't be the best. Having just some basic stuff, like maybe she enters the battlefield and she gets like 40% damage, like Whis or Vados, stuff like that. And then that's really all you need to do, because her, like, again, her stats are good. She's gonna get that Zenkai buff from her stats. As far as her Zenkai ability goes, you can go either way. Regen, girls, powerful opponent even, because she does have the powerful opponent tag, which means I'm going to have to run her on a blue-blue-purple with LF Broly. If she can buff just anyone through switch out, if one of her abilities allows her to give any buffs through switch out, that would be nice. If not, then I can't, because Broly doesn't have any of these tags, so I can't really run them together effectively. I mean, Broly can still take advantage of her second unique. You know, he just comes in, and if, you know, say 21 gives you extra damage on a card on switch out, Broly can take advantage of that. You know, he just fly through everything. He just punches everything in the face, and they just die in like 2 cards. But if she doesn't have any, you know, basic swap out buffs, then obviously it's gonna be much harder to run her with anything that is not, you know, one of these tags. So as far as her Zenkai ability goes, you could probably do Blue Regen. I think that would be the best one for her. Either Blue Regen or Blue Girls, because those are like the main team she's gonna be on. I mean, obviously Android works too. I mean, like I said, you can give her any of her tags as a Zenkai ability. Like Android, Regen, Girls, Transforming Warrior even. Imagine that. Imagine if she Zenkai buffed the Transforming Warrior tag. Who even... Hold on, let me just see. Who are the blue Transforming Warriors? Like, where are you at? Where's that Transforming Warrior tag? There you are. Just filter that out. So she could actually Zenkai buff the Zenkai Frieza, which would be ridiculous. And Zenkai Cooler, Super Baby 2, which would be really nice, though she'll do that even if she buffs Blue Regen, so that's kind of whatever. But it does give her some options at least. and running that blue purple regen of, say, like, let's just see what kind of blue purple you could run with regeneration that wouldn't suck. Let's just do blue purple. Zamasu, Majin 21, even, like, she's literally meant to be run with her, and giving Majin 21 both baby support and 21 support would be really good. You could run her with Merge Zamasu. So you've got a few options there, not that many. Blue and purple are definitely some of the weaker colors on regeneration. So it's pretty hit or miss if you want to run her on regen. And then if you want to try and do girls, there's no real blue purple you could realistically run. You could do Broly Chilai, I suppose. They're not a bad unit. It's just you're not really going to be running them on female warriors. I'm still going to end up calling it that. So that's pretty hit or miss right there. You could do it, definitely, if you have Broly Chilai at decent stars. And then Android is, again, a tag that doesn't have any good blue units. That's why it's so good that she's getting a Zenkai. But this 14 is actually really good, so you could definitely do it. And he also has support buffs. If you do go right here, or no, down here. So he restores health by 5% and gives 30% the damage inflicted that can't be stacked when he swaps out. So combine that with her buffs and then 21, you're going to be hitting really hard, and you get to get a little bit of your health back every single time. So you definitely have some blue purple options that you could do. It's just not, the best in the world. But yeah, that's pretty much all I really need out of 21. Just the basic stat buffs that she's gonna get. 14. Basic stat buffs that she's gonna get. Bring this up to massive, or give it some form of damage or substitution count buff. Give this blast armor and ki. Make the 20% damage permanent and a team-wide effect, and then also give her maybe some ki or health. Again, they're not going to do this, but make all of this, happen if you're any of those tags instead of just one effect for one tag. And then just buff these up to 20%, and then with her other uniques, give her, maybe some more swap out buffs and some damage inflicted and some reduced damage buffs. That's pretty much it. I do look forward to seeing what she's going to do, and I will hopefully have her maxed out. If they give us good boost units, I can max her out the day she drops, and it won't be that hard. If not, then we're going to have to wait a little bit, which kind of sucks, but what can you do? So yeah, let me know what you guys are hoping for in terms of the Blue 21. If you like this video, do make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, hit that join button if you can. Really does help the channel out. All the links you could ever want in the description down below. And I will see all of you inmates back here at the asylum for the next video. Peace.